Can you guess what we are making today? Let's get a little closer. Closer, closer. Okay, if you haven't guessed it, we're making rice and peas. Never did that before, don't know why. I thought everybody knew to make rice and peas, you know. Anyway, these are the things that we'll need. You need some coconut milk. If you don't have the fresh one, you can use the one in the tin or the one like that one over there in the pack. You'll need salt, some scallion, some thyme, and a pepper to put on top. Maybe 2 cloves of garlic or 3 depending on how much you're making. And of course, the peas. So we're gonna go to the pot and I'll show you how I'm starting this. So the pot is boiling because I like to have the water boiling before I put in the peas. This peas has been soaking for a little while. Now with the peas you can soak it overnight. Generally that's what my mother used to do and most Jamaican mothers. But I didn't soak it overnight. I started it this morning. So you can see how they look like they've been absorbing water because this cup was very full. So it's been absorbing the water, and you do this because you want to have, for the peas not to cook so long. So we're going to pour this in the pot and we'll talk about everything else later. It's stuck in there because they're so inside of the cup. So we got to get them out. Get them all out and pour it out. Still have a few in there, but I'll get that out. And that pot behind there is another pot I set on because when the peas dry out a little bit, you want to have hot water to put in it again. And I don't want to put cold water because when you put cold water, it stops the cooking and could, what they call it, they say drunk your peas, make the peas get hard and not cook properly. Anyway, or take longer to cook. So we're going to keep that water low, that water back there low, so that we have boiling water, or else you'll have to boil some water and throw in there when the peas dry out. Alright, so we're going to leave that to cook, and for the peas to cook. Now at this point my mother used to put a little piece of salt beef in there, and many times that is what we get for dinner, some rice and peas and piece of salt beef on top. I call it watchman. We used to call it the watchman because the salt beef would be sitting at the top of the rice and peas if we didn't have any other kind of meat, Anyway, we'll continue with this. I'm going to cover this up and let the peas boil, but I'm going to crush the garlic and put in there. So I'll be putting in the garlic. And for the Jamaicans out there, all the Jamaicans out there, did your mother put a piece of salt beef in the pot? Now, I know some people use, and I have also used a piece of pig's tail, but we were Adventist, and my mother never used pig's tail. She used to use, I'm going to just shift the cover a little bit so it don't boil over. See, it's frosting up. Alright, so we're going to cook that for a while, and when it's cooked, we'll continue cooking it, and I'll show you. It's going to take about an hour or so to cook this peas since it wasn't soaking from last night. Anyway, we'll come back with that. Anyway, post below if your mother used to put a little piece of pig's tail or a little piece of salt beef in the pot when to eat. It make the rice taste better somehow. Anyway, let's continue with the video. As you can see, the peas has been boiling away. I just turned the stove down so we can take a look to see if it's ready. It's very close. So let's try a couple of these and let's see. I'm just gonna press. Hopefully I won't get burned. Not quite ready. Sometimes some are a little soft. That one is soft, but you'll get a mixture of them. You just gotta wait until everything is ready. And then we're gonna go from there with putting in all the coconut juice and seasoning and stuff like that. But I'm gonna let it cook a little more, and as you can see, the water has gone all the way down, and sometimes you don't need additional water depending on how much is in there. And I'm using, now I'm adding a little bit more of this water from the back pot. Remember that pot? I don't want to put too much because I don't want stir it. So now I'm going to leave it for a little bit, and I'm going to let this boil for a little bit, because when you put the coconut milk in it, you should let it boil for a little bit, and you get more flavor instead of just putting the rice in right away. So I'm gonna leave it, put it on low, let it boil for a little bit, maybe about 5 or 6 minutes. So my pot has been cooking for a while with all the seasonings and the coconut and the peas, and I'm about ready to put in the rice. But one thing I forgot to mention before is that remember to put salt to taste. Just salt to taste depending on how much you're doing. This is not a big pot. It's a small enough pot, and I'm just putting in what's the amount that we need. So I'm gonna wash the rice and then I'm gonna add it, and I'll see how much water is in there, and then I'll decide if I'm gonna add more water or not. Now I'm ready to wash the rice. And you gotta wash the rice until the water runs clear. So you keep washing it till it runs clear. The dark water run off, cloudy water run off, and everything is clear. See, that water is clear now. I make sure to pour off all the water because I don't want a lot of water in my rice. So I'm pouring off all the water, and I'm gonna add it to the pot now. Adding the rice to the pot. And I'm using a slotted spoon because it has hold and I don't want to bring up any water. I just pour everything in, give it a good stir. I think we need more water in there because I want the water to be at least an inch above the rice. So when I'm finished, I'll come back and show you. So I added a little more water to the pot, and I stir everything up so you can, so the rice and the peas get mixed up and you don't find. Sometimes you do rice and, peas, and a lot of the peas is at the bottom and one side. So you gotta stir it, give it a good stir. And, some people put pimento seed in their rice. I don't want to be eating rice and taste and have to be biting into pimento seed and I have to take it out my mouth. Who wants that? So I don't put pimento seed in my rice. All right, I don't know about you, but I don't like pimento seed. So that's my rant. Anyway, I might put a little butter in here too. I don't know, depending. But I find sometimes it tastes good enough and you don't even need meat or gravy to eat it with. So you want to know what I'm going to eat this with today? We're not having a typical Sunday dinner. My pot is boiling. About now, I decide to put some more seasoning and a pepper on top. This is one of those peppers I picked from my garden outside, fresh, Scotch bonnet. And I'm gonna cover it, and it's done kind of low already. I have it at a 4, so I don't want it to burn or anything at the bottom. So I'm gonna keep it low until the water dries down, and we'll see how it goes.